All right, all you devils out there, happy Friday. Sam here with you. Oh, it's a little after 1 o'clock for me. Here we are on April 1st. Oh, shit, April 1st. I didn't really work up any sort of April Fool's anything. No, maybe that's... Oh, we'll leave that for others. Okay, so here, as I come back here, now we're going to start out here on the well, what am I on, 8 hour. Okay, right, so we've been going sideways for quite some time. As I did last week, I've just got a channel on this, so we are now pushing into the upper range, right? Positive. Oh, I mean, this is annoying, right? We've been talking about this since when? Summer of 21. Still a long way to go. There's nothing happened here that has caused me to reconsider the count here. I mean, it's interesting how we're getting there, but nothing has happened to suggest that needs to change or be reoriented or relabeled. Now, this has gotten a little funky in here. It's challenging, but nothing, zero, zip, to cause me to change that from my primary count. Nothing. Now, okay, now that doesn't mean we can't make money in here and there's an opportunity long and short and based on the time frame that you're trading, but for the longer term swing trader setup, right, we're just going to be patient here. Now, of course, this isn't an inevitability, right? We could just launch right out of here and then we're back here reconfiguring thinking, oh shit, was that a WXY? Because if we're going to finish with that ABC here, if I am changing that ABC at some point, I will be shocked, right? I'm leaning hard into that as a 3. I'll be shocked if it's not. But okay, so let's what do I got? Oh, I'm on an 8 hour here. Oh, let's go to 3 here and we'll take a look in here. This again, right? This is I've got a clear impulse here. This is clearly corrective and another clear impulse, right? I do not want to change that to a 5 unless the market absolutely forces me to. Now, getting up here, so this whole time, right, so there's nothing new, right? Really, we've been saying, okay, well, if that's the C, if that's the C, where's the most probable location for the D? Right, 618, the length of the from B to C, right? That's our high probability target. All that's happening here is we're just grinding our way towards it. So I would just be, well, okay, there's a couple of things to note here. Look at the gap between this pivot and these two pivots right here, right? Framing the golden zone. Remarkable. All right, so here, that little gap here is giving us a pretty fat target. So now this has been tricky in here, right? No question about it. I think this count, this is a floater, right? I mean, you could count it either way. Sensei Tudum has kind of nudged me into the truncated 5th, which I can live with, right? So again, this is always truncation, last resort, right? Interestingly, there are a couple of coins where, you're kind of leaning to truncation because it doesn't make sense without it. And again, as I've said before, we saw it a lot in 2017 when the market was running lots of truncations in C waves. But again, you go there only as a last resort if you cannot solve the puzzle any other way. Now here, I think, you could do it either way, really. It's a bit of a squeeze and a force fit here. But as we sit looking at this here, just to review here, I know some members, you probably all have similar counts, or I'm reviewing what we went over last week. So if we're going to truncate the 5th here, I hate even saying it, but if we're going to do it, well, then I'm 3 down into the A, 3 into the B, C, D, E, so the triangle works. Now, this is a little throw over in the E. Remember, E often throw over, throw under, so that's a bit of the wild card here. So it does not violate, in my book, right? So no violation here of those kind of equal lows down here. Give us the A, B, C, D, E coming in here. So you'd call it, this is actually overthrow here in the E because you'd connect the A and the C, so the overthrow in the E. Just like you're connecting the B and the D. Okay, well, so that's all good and well. Okay, reasonable. All right, I can live with that. A, B, right, through the triangle. Okay, well, what if that's the correct count, what would you be anticipating? Right, the impulse to follow it. Oh, hang on. Always forget to turn off the volume on the other machine. Okay, so if this is the B, well, right, we're looking for an impulse. Well, the market's cooperating here pretty nicely. Now, I think this is where we were last week here, where we've got some liquidation wicks in the middle in there. You can barely see them. So we're kind of making do with what's what the market really is offering here, right? So we've got these two liquidation wicks here. I don't even remember what was causing that. Oh, I don't know that it matters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm good with that. 3 into the 2. Interesting. It looks like you have to truncate again here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Where truncation makes more sense, right? When you've got just wick, right, running through it here. So A, B, C into the 2, 3, clearly a triangle 5. Right, now, could we be done there? Well, so, okay, is this count valid? Yeah, this count is valid. Is this going to be the count? Kind of leaning that way, right? We've been looking at this triangle for I don't know how many months now. So when you're putting a count together like this, well, we just want to use the tools that we have to help us identify probabilities, right? There's zero, and I emphasis zero, guarantee as to how this unfolds, right? All we're working with is probability. So in order to reinforce what we're seeing here more than just, well, okay, I can label that, I can label that, I can label that. Well, let's see how the swing structure measures up. Right, so a few things we'd want to look at here. So if we're going through, remember, all we're trying to do is get a 3 into the D. Well, that's the wrong way to phrase that. What we're anticipating is that if this is going to hold as a triangle, is that we're going to get in there in a 3. So right now, again, you can get this either way, right? This is what, okay, there we go. We're just doing it in the 3. A little complexity here. It requires some Elliott skill to go through that and go, all right, I see it. Okay, triangle in the B, got it. Okay, so coming out of here, well, let's look at a couple of things. So this certainly looks, so you might be a little bit, shit, where is that the one? Where is it? Well, so I mean, what would be, if you're looking for the 3, what's the first thing you're going to do? Well, let's check the length of the 1 from the 2 for the proposed 3. Now, this is in log scale. If I take it out of log scale, right? So so why would I do that? Because the range that we're looking at here is not as severe as where we started when we're looking at the daily. So here I'm going from 30 to 47, right? So there's no requirement to be in log scale here. But it's always good to check between the two, right? So here, oh, if I'm right on that pivot, I think I am. I think I am right on it. So if you were wondering if that was the 3rd, and you had the count labeled correctly here, wouldn't that 1618 to the tick maybe influence your thinking a little bit? Well, if that is the 3, well, let's see if it goes to the most probable location for it to pivot. I can't make this shit up. I cannot do it. Right? That's to the tick. 1, 2. Okay, so that looks like a strong contender for the 3. Right out of the textbook. All right, so okay, that looks okay, maybe good. All right, so let's look the 2 through the 3. Get it right on there if I can. I'm gonna get it. Jesus. There we go. Okay, so from the 2 to the 3, well, here I've just tagged the 50. I got my first target here. Look at where my second target is here, right on top of the 2618. So if we're going to get up here and we're going after this, now we may get a little further here. That's the target here, a little bit higher. That's a pretty good rip in the 5 to get that far. Now, of course, there's no requirement that we get up here. But that's a likely target. Somewhere in this range. Now, so what else can we use here? So, okay, there's the internal swing structure, and we're banging it by the book right on all the way up. Okay, you make a case here. We're pretty shallow for the 2, no question. But that 3 doesn't get any better, doesn't get any more precise. So why would you not put the 3 there? I asked that seriously. Why would you not? Why would you not call that the 3? So if that's the 3, well, this is... Oh, it almost doesn't matter, right? So we're tagging the 50. I can work something. It wouldn't matter, right? Is it a WXY, ABC? It almost doesn't matter. Well, we've had an impulse. We're correcting it. We pause at the 50, at the down 1 degree at the 3-4 triangle. I literally, again, open your Elliott textbook. That's exactly what you're going to see. Now, the range here, when we have this something like this, and so I'm going to check 2 things. I would check 1 through 3, right? Because I'm expecting a fairly big target here. Oh, it's kind of interesting. Well, now also, right, you wouldn't just ignore, well, let's look at the length of the 1, right? Let's do all of the measurements here that can help guide us. The length of the 1 projected from the proposed 4. Right. Well, here's 100. Right. So this would be we'd be coming up short of the algo target here. So all the more while if that's 4 and we're going to have to get up here through a 5 of some sort. Right. Doesn't have to be an impulse. Okay, well, this wouldn't be an unreasonable spot to anticipate that the 1, right, may be running into a little resistance. Now, of course, we've got a big zone up here of chop, something just like this. And, we here, right, we don't, let's see what happens when we get there. There's going to be bears pushing against you there, right, if you're a bull. Right, okay, well, if that were 1, 2, could we get 3, 4, 5? Could we get there? Right? Just visually, is it going to follow that exactly? Well, who knows? But yeah, it wouldn't be unreasonable to get there. And I'm starting to build some confluence up here, right? Up in this zone here. So we don't need to, we'll keep it pretty tight there here. So here would be the 2618 we'd be getting through here. But again, it's not like it cannot pass the 65 or we must blow up this count. Not at all, right? That's just the most probable target. So again, just like, why would you not put the 3 here? Why would you not put the most probable target there as the hot box that you're after? Seems like you would. Okay, so let's see what else we can load up there to fatten this zone here. Oh, let's see. Well, let's see. I think I've got them here. See if I can find them. Oh, I think they're all up here. Okay, so let's start. Oh, let's go with the first one here. Okay, that's the one you just saw, right? So if we're going to take let's hear. So let's go with the floater here. Right. Which one is the A pivot, right? Because you could do it either ways, right? You could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you can go A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the C. It's a little bit of a squeeze to turn it into a 3. Much easier if it's a truncation. But for swing structure here, I'm going to measure from the high, not the truncation. So, right, I'll leave that as a floater. Right now, it plays pretty well because here's the 100, here's the 1278. Okay, so I've got some nice confluence up here. Let's fatten it, right? So I've got my 100, I got my golden zone. I've got the 127, 138 window where if it's an A, B, C, if it's not going to be the 100, that would be second most common for the C wave relative to the A, B. Now note here, I'm pulling from this pivot. It's interesting, if you pull from here, we end up with the 618 here. If this is algo driven, I don't think they'll do it that way, right? Well, they'll do it this way. It doesn't matter, right? What we're building is a case for confluence up here, and we've got this other zone here to contend with here. So we'll put that on here. So what else have I got here? How about a pitchfork? Now again, as with the measurement here, I'm drawing from the highest pivot. Now I am using the B pivot here. Kind of interesting. Well, from here, we've yet to get, right? So with this framing, we're yet to get to the median line, right? So our 80% looks pretty good. Right, how are we going to get there, right? But again, we're kind of stacking a case here for that target. Which, of course, if you're a bull here, you might already be long, right? And if you're not long, what are you waiting for? If this is going to go into the 5, well, that's starting the 1. We're waiting for the 2. Okay, so there's that up here. Oh, what the heck else do I have up here? Oh, I had some time. Okay, so if we're just doing the same thing, length of I'm using this as the pivot A from the B. Well, here's 100. Here's 1618. Here's 2 right in the pocket, which put us at April 16th. If we're going to get here, there, look at that cluster. So we got that one. Oh, I think this was on the higher degree. That's the 138 when I pull back out. Oh, well, here, we'll look at that here before we close. But that's if you're looking at the daily. I've got the 1382. So what I was, here, I'll just do it. So if let me get rid of that. So if we're looking at this back and log at this, come here, at this range here. Oh, let's take this one and hide you. Let's hide that one, right? So if we're going to go up here and get this in this range here, and then I'm looking for targets for the E, right? Here would be 618. Here would be 200% all the way over here at the edge if we're coming down here. Now, if we were coming down to something like this, right? If we did something like this for the 4, well, now we're back to throw over for the E. Just can't break that low. I mean, you prefer it not, right? You'd prefer it stay up here, and you'd stay in the geometry of that triangle, so you'd be anticipating the move comes down here. Maybe we hit that right at the 1618. Wouldn't surprise me in Bitcoin. Oh, that's May 30th. 60 more days, right? We got to ride through this triangle. Right, contender, right? We'll see if it happens, right? But I wouldn't ignore these, right? I sure want to know that that's there, right? So does it need to be on my chart the whole time? No. But I want to know that, I'll take, no, I want time based off. So let's take these all off. Oh, did I cover everybody? Oh, that would be if we're going higher. So let me pull this off. I'm forgetting in my markings here. This would be, let me take it out of log here. So this is the length of A projected from B where we have that 100, right? So you see, I'm just kind of stacking here. Now we have this gap here that we looked at, because if we get here at this point and we're not here, well, okay, so first is, did I get 5 there? That would be the question, because you'd be going, oh shit, it was so perfect up there. Don't get left hanging here. If we've got a 5 in this and we get the retrace and we get a pullback here as a potential 1, 2 or A, B or whatever it's going to be, if this is going to be 3, 4, 5 of an A before we go B to get a C so we can get the out of here. Don't sit waiting until it's absolutely perfect. I mean, perfect is beautiful, right? And it happens surprisingly often. But don't get left, at the train station because you were waiting for perfect. Perfect is beautiful when it happens, but let's not only look for perfect in the markets, right? Everything is, and it has an imperfection to it. So to wait for that, well, okay. So if you got here, you might take 80% of what you wanted, and oh God, if I'm going to get perfect, I'll throw on another 20 up there because the stop's going to be pretty tight. Because the whole idea here is to be looking to get into a short here, which I rarely do in Bitcoin, rarely, but this is, we've been waiting for quite some time here. So the potential here, now you could do this pretty tightly, right? There's no, this is just risk tolerance, right? So if you're going to give it a little more room, as I would prefer, let's do it precisely. Okay, well now we're risking from, what am I at there? 55 and change to 58. All right, so that may be too much for many, or you're just going to reduce your size. So you see that you can, if you were to get something like this, a little push, and we go up and get the median line, well, okay, we'd lose the sell side algo, but that doesn't mean that we just keep going here. You'd prefer, right, again, that you'd prefer to know that the algo caught it, because now we understand. Oh, why? Well, we can look over here, and we can always kind of come up with, there's, as you've heard me say many times, there are exactly 0 random pivots, none. There's always a reason for it. So if we come up here and we're searching for it, if we get that, don't shy away from, oh shit, well if it's 4 or 5 and we get a 1, 2, take that trade, right? I mean, then you're refining it even more, right? So the tighter, right? You've heard me say this before, right? You want to try and enter as close to where you're wrong as you possibly can, without being ridiculous about it. We got to give it we got to give it a little room. But you sure don't need to do that, right? For me, I'd much rather take the small stop than reevaluate. Do I still like the trade? Right? If I do, then I don't even hesitate to go again, right? Now that's conditioned over years of doing this here, because I've had too many times where I was like, oh fuck, that would have been perfect, and then it goes, and I'm like, well shit, I'm waiting for perfect, and the thing goes 20 grand down. Careful about the pursuit of perfection. It's not a requirement for success in the markets. All right, let's go back. Where is that? 3 hour. We're out of log scale. So we're coming back here to kind of dial this in. So is there opportunity here? Well, if we're going to hold here, so look what we have, right? So this is a little bit, let's see this is a little bit off from what we'd traditionally be looking for, because we've had the break here. But since we're trading this as A, B, C, D, E, look where the corner is. It's not textbook, right? And technically we have the break here, but if we're trading this as, it's tempting to do this, right? But if we're going to hold here, because I do think that's how, right, if an algo is looking at this, that's how they'll do it. We have our 80% unrealized, right? Now that is one more reason to be looking to get on the long side here, right? Now you're So as I just said, where's the ideal place to enter? As close to where I'm going to get stopped out as I possibly can. Right, so the ideal spot here, if we're doing this based off of that retrace back to this little consolidation, not to mention, guys, all right, let's. I wasn't going to dwell on this, but let's just reinforce this because I kind of droned on about this and made a big point of it last time. Last week, as we were sitting here at these levels, I went on and on about how this was just an absolutely horrible, right? Just like the worst possible place to enter the market. Worst. There is no worse place to enter the market than at a prior pivot like that. It's just, again. So then people say, well, shit, man, you missed that. Right? Well, how many knew the turn was coming? I digress. My point being, the reason I say that is because if we're going to go up here, and of course, you risk the thing running away on, right? You do risk that, but sooner or later, right, there'll be a retrace, right? The temptation to take profit way too overwhelming for the average trader. So you're going to see this come up here, and did we get there? Did we get there? What happened? We came all the way back to exactly where we were before I said, well, you don't want to buy that. You can wait for it to come back and test it. Remember the Marathon man, is it safe? Is it safe? Well, that's exactly what just happened here. Is it safe? Is it safe here, or is a bunch of supply going to dump on the market? So you don't need to buy it here. Well, see, if you bought it here, did you stay through the drawdown there? What do we have there? That's from 45.9 to 44.5. Did you ride through that, or did you panic and say, oh fuck, I fucked up, all right, and get out? Or if you bought it here, I'm gonna. I'd like to see the tickets. If you bought it here, sold it here, bought it here, few are doing that, right? Some probably got that. Some probably that good, or that lucky, one or the other, right? So there. I mean, was there with the tells here? Well, we just went 1618, the length of this pivot from that swing. So yeah, the tells were there. Do we have anything underneath? Well, look at the RSI. Got pretty hot, but there's no divergence here. So by the time we're rolling here, over right here, right? Did you know to sell? Well, maybe you trailed with a stop and you got some of that pump there. Well, good for you, right? So this is likely the Luna, the guy at Terra is just buying, what is it, 125 million a day. I don't know if he's still buying, but he certainly caused that little pump. Here's the retrace that you wait for. That's why you don't buy this, because this is not most probably coming, right? So you're going to get a better entrance than if you did this, right? If you did this, you had to sweat through all of that. And now you're going, fuck, what do I do? What do I do? If you just waited, well, look, even in there, it gave you a better entry. This is why I harp on this, because here's why. Because if you bought it on the breakout, as soon as it came back here, one of two things: either you took the stop at a scratch, or you took the drawdown where you had to clench hard, going, fuck, what's going to happen? I don't know where. Oh, okay, maybe we'll pause, right? Did you ride through the drawdown? Or did you ride through the drawdown and add? Right? Lots of things could have happened here, but the one thing that we can see with absolute certainty. Let me go to a how about a 30-minute? Did it give you a better place to get in? I mean, guys, I cannot make this up. I can't do it. I cannot make that up. Swing, retrace. Oh, boom. There it is, right? I can draw it. I can talk about it. I can tell you all day long. But until it's happening right there, you got to pull the trigger there. Right, and just to make it easier for you, it did it in a nice little 3. Oh, how far did we go? Just for fun. Looks like we're past the 1618. We're pretty close. Did you get your 3? Well, let's label it up. Did you? All right, how'd you do here? 3, 4. We're going for 2618 up here. All right, much like we were just looking at it. Why would you not put the 3 there? Right? If you think, oh, 1, 2, whoa, look at that. Whoa, right into the pocket. Why would you not put the 3 there? Oh, I got a little 3 into the 4. What else? How about the 4 to the 2? Here, let's just go right here. Oh, right to the 38, right to the little bit of structure that's right right here. See, what makes this hard is you have to be patient. You have to be patient. And people like, they want now. I want it now, man. I want that money now, right? So that's how they give into FOMO. Oh, fuck, it's going. That's lack of experience. It'll come with time. One way or another, you're going to learn it, right? You're going to learn from me, or the market's going to teach you. So it's not like I didn't make all these mistakes. Right? So don't misunderstand what I'm saying. It's not like I came in here, golden and ready. I lost tons of money because I did all the same stupid shit that I'm trying to spare you from doing, right? I bought breakouts. I waited till the market was going up before I bought it. You learn over time, and that's what I'm trying to do here is kind of let you learn from my mistakes, right? It's commonly done when someone's teaching. Like, okay, I've done this for a long time. I've seen a lot of people do this in addition to my own experience, in addition to what I see from members, in addition to 10 years as a broker watching hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of traders trade, lose, most lose. Why do they lose? The ones that win, why do they win? That are profitable over time. What is it they're doing that's different? Right? That's always what you're asking. What are they doing? There is no magic. There is no secret code that, once I get that. And that's what most people think, right? That's why there's such a thriving business of tools, right? So there's no magic, right? The magic is between your ears. Sadly, right? I wish there was a magic bullet I can give you, right? There's lots of approaches that can be managed and traded successfully, right? We're about to introduce something that complements this very nicely. It's not that it's new. It's not new. It's effective. It's been popularized over the last couple of years, and it fits in with what we do already. So it's a perfect complement. So for some people, they may gravitate to it a little more so than the Elliott Wave, because Elliott Wave is probably the hardest way to trade. Well, I'd put it in that category here, where there's a lot of memorization. You really have to study it. Not everybody's up for that, right? So, but it's not like, if you're not trading Elliott Wave, you're not going to be profitable. That's never what we would say, right? It's just another tool. It's just another methodology here. It's just another way to organize the chaos. Because otherwise, seriously, heads I buy, tails I sell. You just as well. Just as well. But now, can I add things like median lines to give me 80% odds of getting to the median line? Can I add swing structure here where I see consistently, we see the algorithm in here, we see the wave 3s going to the 1618, we see all of the consistency that I talk about every single time I get on a video. There's no change in everything I tell you. It's always the same. Always the same. Right? Consistency is... right, the key to the whole thing, right? But consistency and money management, so you don't do stupid shit like that, which new traders will do. I don't want to get stopped out, man. This thing's going to the moon. So I got to give that plenty of room. You'd be shocked how often that happens. Shocked. Right? I am, right? People, what happened? I wanted to join Trade Devils here. I'm hoping to improve my trading. What happened last time? Well, I wasn't trading, a little too much risk, didn't have a stop on it, right? I hear, they're war stories. I hear them, right? So I know I can help them if they'll listen, but I can't do it for you. I can just keep repeating, all right, well, next time you see that breakout, don't FOMO into it, because odds are it's going to get checked and you'll be, if not the same price, a better price. Kind of how it works, right? Know the game. Know the players. Oh, let's see. How am I doing? 28 minutes. I don't know if there's much else to add here other than if you're looking for a trade here in Bitcoin, if we can get back down here, heads up, right? Of all the reasons that I put in front of you, why that would be appealing, well, we have an 80% probability that is unrealized. Now, just pause for a second. How many other traders put that information in front of you? Or educators? They say, here's a trade with 80% odds. How many? Well, maybe if it's selling it out of the money option, that's probably at 90% odds. That's the only other thing that's even close. But in terms of pure price action, there is no higher probability anywhere, any setup, period, than a set of median lines. None. It doesn't exist. If it did, I'd be teaching it every week. Just a thought, right? Okay, so let's see how this plays here. Now we're likely to do it a little more. Right. Oh, this could be, they might fuck with you there and get something like that. 2, 3. Well, we're looking for it. usually they make it tricky. Right? This made it tricky. But then all of a sudden you frame it out and you say, wait a minute, I can work a triangle into that B. Oh, look at that, it's right in the golden zone. Giving me a golden corner means I got 80% odds and I'm still not there. I got algo targets. Here's the first target from this golden zone. We're still not there. Second target, now I got that big cluster up here. So if you're So for me, that trade, you're already late, right? So you don't want to chase now because you're chasing. This is a 3-hour chart. You're chasing that trade. So you missed it is essentially what I'm saying. Don't chase it now. Wait for this. Wait for it, right? That requires patience. Well, what if it goes, man? Well, okay, what if it goes? What if it goes? Are you really, you're anticipating that it's going to go in a straight line right to that? Well, anything's possible. But if we get there, you're running right into a golden zone, right into all this geometry, right into the structure. You've tagged your 80%. Are you anticipating now that it's just going to keep going? Is that what you're thinking? Oh, straight line to new highs, right? There won't be any retracements. Probably not, right? It's silly coming out of my mouth, right? Let's be practical about what we would expect here. Okay, enough on that. Let me, this is such a popular cryptocurrency here. I thought we'd pull back on this one because this one is interesting, right? This is, is there anything hotter than, I think the NFT conference is going on this weekend. NFTs are going to change the world, apparently. I'm still getting my head around it. Something like apes and yachts, I'm not there yet, but I've seen the other applications that are intriguing. So Solana, right, kind of owns that space. So here I'm on Binance here. I don't know if there's more history, right? But I'm going all the way back to December 20th here, where I've got a very clear impulse. So I don't know that any additional history would be influencing what we'd be anticipating next. Now, note I am in log scale, right? So out of log, we've had plenty of retracement. But look at the range that we've had here. So this is the log conundrum. What do, right? So you've gone from 0 to 260. Get right on that. Gone from 0 to 260. Oh, that's a range. You can still see the count. It's not like you can't see the count out of log scale, but you got to pick one here. So if we're thinking of a more typical, right? No requirement that it does it. That we get a deeper retracement and put us down here at 16. Now, does that seem logical? We're going to go from 260 to 16 as hot as this space is. Well, it's more palatable, in arithmetic here. But now we're going all the way back down to the lows. Right? So this becomes a real conundrum, which is why I thought we'd just spend a little time here. So you have to be conscious of all those variables. So I think it still makes sense to do the analysis in log scale here, certainly out here on this higher time frame. But when we go down to a low, let's go to a 2. I think you can come out of log scale here. Excuse me. Now this is a fucker, right? It's a tough. Well, let's see. Is it easier for you guys to see it? I think it might be easier here just to see the separation here because it opens up a little bit on the top. Okay, so here's the completed impulse into the 5, right? Whatever we're going to call that. What we can probably all agree on, because the count is drop dead perfect, is that we completed an impulse, right? We can probably all agree on that. Okay, now coming out of the chute, well, you could probably work it as a WXY, but I like it plays well as a leading diag, right? 3's longer than 1, 5's longer than 3. Okay, so something completes here. Well, at that moment in time, if you're sitting right here, if you're right here, and this is completed, your thought wouldn't be, okay, A, B, C. It's not until we get this massive impulse that comes off of that where you got to circle back and go, well, wait a minute, can I get a 1-2 into that? Well, let me get that off of there. Because what we can see here pretty clearly is that there's just a raging impulse right here, right? Hard to miss it. Like you'd have to like deliberately, I don't know how do you miss that? How do you miss that 5? I don't know how you do, right? It's unmissable. So if this is the 5, what am I going to do up here? Because that's 5 all day, right? And all the subdivision here plays, right? And you're kind of backed into it because there's, again, a very clear impulse here. So how does that fit? Because I didn't get an impulse that came off of it. Now, you could have maybe made the case for a leading diag here, but when we break the low here, okay, that's off the table. So did we just complete an ABC here? I got 5. I got 3, and I got a big 5. So what's not to like about that? Well, the swing structure, right? That's a mighty big C relative to the A. Would make you pause for a second, right? Okay, again, let's not let the pursuit of perfect keep us out of a good trade, right? Is that perfect? No, it's not perfect. That's not what we want here. Well, we want this. We want that, right? It's not, market doesn't give you what you want most of the time. Not all the time. But most of the time, if you're looking for perfect, it's going to be a long wait. Okay, so what else could be going on here, right? So we're just to this is the 23 from the swing low. Remember, I looked at that and said, oh, okay, well, are we going to make it to the 50? We just made it to the 23. Now, we did make it to the prior little swing structure down here. We split it, right? Just a perfect, call it a demand zone here, all right? Order block, call it what you like, right? So we tagged it. Jesus, I mean, can't get any better than that. So what comes off of it? Well, we got a lot of crypto. We've got a lot of the majors, particularly in this space. Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, are all kind of leaving you there. It's either you're going to have to truncate it or something else is going. It's almost like Bitcoin, right? We're looking at Bitcoin going, oh, A, B, oh, this big push here. Is this the C? Well, here, you don't have to truncate it. Because I get a clear 5 to finish it. I get a clear 3. Well, oh, you could squeeze it. You could squeeze that. But it plays better as a 3. You could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see it, right? So you could go 1, 2, 3, right? It's possible, right? So if that were the case, then this W goes off the board, and we just did a very shallow retracement to the 23. Because going to 16 seems less likely. So while this is certainly here as a candidate, boy, it's a floater, right? I mean, I'm reluctant to even have it on here, but as it sits right now, I got an ABC here, and I've got a very clear contender for an X, because that's ABC all day. So how do we know? Well, we got to see, right? If we get a pivot here, I'm putting the 5 there because I got to put it somewhere. I don't know that that's necessarily our pivot high here, right? Not enough has come off of it to even call it anything other than a pause. Well, if I get this, I know I'm wrong here. I know this is 1, 2, 3, and then this goes off the board. We're done here with a very shallow correction via that ABC, and I got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and off we go. Right? New highs are just a matter of time. But right now, we're not there yet. So that's a little bit. We're kind of back to okay. Let's not be buying it here. Well, all right. Let me rephrase there. This would be just like Bitcoin, right? It would be the exact same thing, right? This would not be a great place to be a buyer, would it? Right? You kind of following me there. Okay, so let's look at what we have here. If this is ABC, how do we fit that in? Well, is there a trade here? So what do we got underneath? Oh shit, that's from the live stream. Somebody else's stuff, right? That's what happens when I have to copy over their stuff here. I always end up with their tools, but that's all right. We don't need any of that. We don't need it at all. Okay, so what the one thing that I do see here is that this all feels self-contained, because it is all self-contained. So as a result of that, I'm hedging a little bit here, because it didn't give me the swing structure here that I would look for, where I'd be more aggressive. Because I could probably reconfigure the whole damn thing, right? But right now I'm going with what I see, right? So if I had to, could I? Well, we could look at it here, how we could do it. You could probably do it this way, right? You could, because this is a leading diag, right? So we'd have to use that 1, 2, right? Then we could do 3, 4, 5. But the implication there is that so this would be the A, right? Now we're going B, and then we're going to go C way down here in Solana, really? Maybe, right? Maybe something, what could do that, right? Government intervention. All right, at this point, that's about the only thing left to keep crypto down, right? What, can the governments fuck with it? That was always the biggest threat. We shall see. Sorry, a little allergy attack. All right, where do we leave it here? So is there a trade here? Well, if I'm considering a trade here in Solana right now, which I would do cautiously and with a very tight stop, the next trade is a sell. Oh, what else we got here? Oh, Jesus, I think I had some things in here. Let's keep that on here. Oh, let's look at the median lines. Okay, so I mean, I know I am just hammering you with this, right? Because if I show it to you enough times, I'm hoping that when you see a corner set up like that, that you go, well, shit, man. I know that guy told me there's 80% odds I get there. It's happening while I'm recording this. It's actually ticking through. I've probably shown that, let's see, 3 years, 3,500 videos. I've probably shown that 10,000 times. How many more is it going to take before you take the trade? I can't do it for you. How was the risk reward on that trade? Oh, right, just to the median line. Let me use that pivot. There's 11 to 1, 11.8 to 1. Now, one thing to note as well, right? Once you got the corner here, which made a whole lot of sense based on the structure. Once you got that, even if you didn't take if you took the little first retrace, right, you still probably 8 to 1. Now note here, if you were a buyer here down here off of this zone, at any point in time, right? This is the best kind of trade. At no point in time did you have to clench your sphincter, not once. Oh, fuck. No, nothing. Just a smooth ride all the way. Just what you hope for. That is what's called a perfect trade, in my mind. One where I don't have to go, oh, fuck, what do I do? Oh, fuck. All right, take that, right? Or just let your stop do the job, right? But if it's up here and then we're down here and right, if you're all over the place, but when it's a smooth ride, that's the perfect trade right there. No sweat all the way. Now here, once we get here, this is natural human emotion. Little greed demons. Oh, maybe it'll go higher. I know, right? If you're in that trade, that's what you're thinking right there. Oh, well, maybe we can get to the other edge of the median line here and get up to that golden zone. Well, maybe, right? At very least here, when you hit the median line, put a little in your pocket. Right, you just got 11 to 1, right? Let's not be greedy, right? Pigs get slaughtered. Let's bank a little bit here, right? Now, so it can. Right, we just looked at it. This could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's going to go. So I'm not saying get out of everything, because you certainly have the possibility, right? We just looked at this. Oh, I've got a clear impulse here. Why couldn't this go here? There are zero reasons why it couldn't. Right? I mean, the count would be, we'd have to shuffle the count, but you still have an impulse here. So this becomes 1, 2, and not A, B. But do you want, well, certainly I'd like to think nobody's going to be buying at the median line into a 50, right? No, nobody's going to do that, right? I don't even have to say it, do I? I'd like to think I don't have to say it. Right? Now, who would buy it there? Right, retail, right? Because they have no fucking idea about that algorithm. They don't know they're buying into it. Well, they might know they're buying into a 50, but they don't know about the algorithm. They don't know. Right? If anything, I mean, where are they pulling from? Here. Well, you can go here. Well, okay. Well, there's the golden zone. It's perfectly valid. But do you see remember, algorithm doesn't care about the Elliott count, so that is perfectly valid. We're trying to measure, okay, if this is ABC, what am I looking for here? The assumption is the W's in, so I'm trying to measure for the X. Well, ideal would be golden zone, but here I'm just tagging the median line coming up at a 50 and I'm at prior structure. So I don't want to, my stop sure as hell has been moved up, right? I probably have it right here. Say, okay, well, if I can get that, I'm going to bank a little bit here because that's a smooth ride. I don't want anything to ruin that beautiful ride on the beach, right? That's as good as it gets, right? All the way up. I don't want anything to dampen that experience. So I'm going to bank some there, but I'm going to, if I get a little retrace, I'd go, see what I would do. I would probably wait and go again. I'd take a partial. If I got something like this and it made sense and we're at the structure, I'd go again. Now I'm playing with house money, right? You see, I mean, it's, right? So now I got a little advantage. Right? I'm not going to give that a ton of room. Oh shit, I'm getting all screwed up here. I'm not going to give that a lot of room. I'm going to use the I'm going to use the geometry that the market is giving me. Not that I made up out of whole cloth. Here, the market creates these lines. I'm just connecting them. So 4, 5, oh shit, okay, well there's another 5 to 1. If I get to the golden zone here and I get back to the median line, well there's 4.45 to 1. Now I don't have this. I don't know how, shit, that could happen. But I'm just saying for the next trade, there it is. There it is. Off to the edge of the median line. If this is going to be 1, 2, what here? Do you see why I have that marked? Right? Because if this is going to go 1, 2, I want to pay attention to that level. Okay, what's next? Another smooth ride? Well, that's what you hope for. All right, guys, that's probably enough. Whoa, 45 minutes. Okay, I went kind of long there. All right, lots of good stuff going on. We've got, for members, we got for this, as I've been teasing for weeks now here. We've got it launched on the Ninja side here. We're coming to TradingView, so just be patient. I know. What did I say today, right? Good, successful trading requires patience. So a little patience. I think you guys will like what you see. Again, it's not new. It's just new for us to be teaching it, right? It's actually quite popular. But at its core, it's as drop dead simple, right? It's very simple, but it's nuanced, right? So it's excellent risk reward setups, right? So we'll be all over that in the coming weeks. Oh, what else do I have to say? Shit, I'm supposed to say this at the beginning. I always forget, right? So you can always join us for free, right? Keep that in mind. That little link tree thing we have down there. You can join us as a free member. Come to the Discord. Get started on the white belt. You can go to social, right, and get access to. You can get onto the live streams. We're doing live streams. Probably got one more week here where I'm only going to do Monday, and then we'll back to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. So that's all coming. So lots of things coming from us. We've been working hard on creating new content, new material, and new ways to help you guys. End of the day, that's what we're trying to do. All right, you guys have a good weekend, and we'll catch you on Monday for the live stream, 11:30, just as we always do. Until then, you guys have a